Thailand's tourism sector recovers strongly amid global challenges, record visitor numbers, and economic impact. Despite a wave of global economic challenges and tighter budgets worldwide, Thailand's tourism sector is experiencing a strong resurgence. The country is nearing the visitor numbers of its peak year in 2019, when nearly 40 million foreign tourists visited, contributing an impressive 2 trillion baht in international revenue. Although Thailand is on course to achieve the government's ambitious target of 36.7 million foreign visitors by the end of this year, reaching the revenue goal of 2.3 trillion baht seems increasingly unlikely. Ongoing global conflicts and economic uncertainties are causing tourists to spend less, potentially jeopardizing Thailand's revenue targets. From January 1 to August 25, Thailand welcomed 23,096,752 foreign tourists, who spent a total of about 1.08 trillion baht, according to the Ministry of Tourism and Sports. This leaves a significant gap of 1.2 trillion baht to be filled in the last 4 months of the year, a challenging feat. Theam Prasitchayapatranan, president of the Thai Hotels Association, THA, expressed concerns over the decline in spending per tourist compared to pre-pandemic levels. In other tourism news, Malaysian tourists have given a boost to Thailand's economy with an influx expected to bring in approximately 100 million baht. During Malaysia's National Day, or Merdeka Day, more than 13,000 Malaysian tourists entered Songkhla via the Sadao checkpoint on August 31, with another 5,000 arriving through the Betong checkpoint in Yala, according to local officials. The influx of visitors led to the opening of 2 additional lanes at the Sadao checkpoint to manage the increased traffic. Many Malaysian tourists also entered Thailand through the Padang Besar and Prakap checkpoints. This surge is expected to provide a significant boost to the local economy, with an estimated contribution of 100 million baht, around $2.9 million, during their stay. Songchai Mungprasithachai, chairman of the Songkhla Tourism Promotion Association, estimated that Malaysian tourists would spend between 7,000 and 8,000 baht, $145 to 235 per person, creating a notable economic impact. However, he noted a significant decrease in tourist numbers compared to a decade ago, with the current Merdeka Day visitor count being 10 times lower than in previous years. Widhaya Sae Lim, a tour guide in Songkhla, observed that many Malaysian tourists are budget-conscious and tend to spend minimally, often not hiring tour guides, as reported by the Bangkok Post. In Betong, Yala, hotel operators reported that about 95% of the more than 4,000 available rooms were booked in advance for the holiday. This high occupancy rate is expected to generate 10 million baht, $293,730 for the local community. In related developments, Thailand anticipates a substantial increase in tourist numbers in 2024, particularly from Malaysia, India, South Korea, and Russia, driven by strong government support and the country's soft power initiatives. Severe flooding in northern Thailand could cost economy 6 billion baht, calls for improved preventive measures. Flooding in northern Thailand could potentially cost the Thai economy up to 6 billion baht, according to the Thai Chamber of Commerce, TCC. The TCC has urged the government to adopt more effective preventive measures to mitigate the impact on agriculture, services, and industry. The estimated losses span 9 northern provinces: Chiang Rai, Phai Yau, Sukhothai, Lampang, Phetchabun, Phrae, Nan, Phitsanulok, and Nakhon Sawan, according to TCC Chairman San Angibolkal. The estimated damages represent about 0.03% of the nation's projected GDP for this year. San noted that the TCC will conduct a more detailed assessment later as heavy rains continue in several provinces. San emphasized that the agricultural sector will be the most affected by the flooding, followed by the service and industrial sectors. In the short term, the TCC recommends that the government set up frontline water management centers in flood-prone areas, with the Prime Minister leading these efforts, he suggested. This would help ensure that policies and directives are well coordinated and effectively implemented across different ministries. He also urged the government to create a plan for managing water flow from the north into central Thailand and Bangkok, as well as to prepare for the heavy rainfall expected in September and October. San highlighted that having a clear preventive strategy in place beforehand would help minimize damage to both the public and the economy. He also mentioned that the Thai Chamber of Commerce and the Board of Trade of Thailand are working with major retail and wholesale companies across the country to collect donations and distribute them to flood victims. Businesses in affected areas have agreed to run discount campaigns focusing on essential goods, including consumer products, fresh food, basic medicines, sanitary items, and other necessities, to help reduce the financial burden on people affected by the floods. The Ministry of Commerce is also monitoring the price movements of agricultural products as floods continue to affect several provinces in Thailand. Watanasak Seraim, Director General of the Internal Trade Department, reported that flooding in several provinces has reduced supply, leading to price increases for vegetables this week compared to last week. Currently, the market price for Hom Mali paddy rice is approximately 16,050 baht per ton, white paddy rice is 11,300 baht per ton, and sticky paddy rice is 13,900 baht per ton. Tapioca is priced at 2.95 baht per kilogram, maize, with a moisture level of 14.5%, at 11.40 baht per kilogram, and oil palm at 6.50 baht per kilogram. Meanwhile, meat prices remain stable, with pork at 137.44 baht per kilogram, and the average price for chicken eggs, size 3, holding steady at 4.23 baht per egg, similar to last week. Phuket Big Buddha construction suspended amid forest encroachment investigation. Construction around the Phuket Big Buddha has been suspended. The chief monk of Phuket province has instructed the abbot of Wat Kitty Sangkaram, Phuket Big Buddha Temple, to halt all building activities on Khao Nak Kurd Mountain while an investigation is conducted to determine whether the temple has encroached on national forest reserves. Officials from the Forest Department suspect that illegal forest clearing on the mountain slopes, which are part of the National Forest Reserves, may have contributed to a mudslide that killed 13 people in Karon Subdistrict on August 13. In a letter to the abbot of Wat Kitty Sangkaram, the province's chief monk, Fra Udam Wacharamunkal, cited the mudslide that resulted in multiple deaths and significant damage to homes in Karon Subdistrict. The letter also mentioned that the National Office of Buddhism had requested permission from the Provincial Natural Resources and Environment Office to use a piece of land within the National Forest Reserves for the construction of the Phuket Big Buddha and the temple. However, the Forest Department claims that the temple has encroached on approximately 0.8 hectares of land on Khao Nak Kurd Mountain, where it has built a car park and other facilities. Thailand is considering investing in 3 deep seaports to enhance its marine tourism sector. To capitalize on the growing number of large cruise ships, the Marine Department has hired a consultant to assess the feasibility and design of ports that can accommodate these vessels. A budget of 156.15 million baht has been set aside for this project from 2020 to 2023 as part of an integrated tourism revenue generation plan. The plan to develop large cruise terminals includes 3 main projects. 1. Cruise terminal development in Koh Samui, Surat Thani Province. This project involves developing an area of approximately 47 rai, 7.52 hectares, with a total investment of 12.172 billion baht. The development will follow a public-private partnership, PPP, net cost model, where the private sector will handle construction and operations, and the government will reimburse infrastructure costs over a decade. Construction is slated to start in 2029, with the terminal opening by 2032 and operating for 30 years. It is projected to serve 200,000 to 400,000 tourists and facilitate 240 cruise ship trips annually. The economic impact over 30 years is estimated to be around 46 billion baht, with an expected economic return rate of over 15%. The Marine Department has submitted the feasibility study to the State Enterprise Policy Office, with plans to present the project to the Cabinet for approval by the end of 2024. The initiative aims to upgrade the Phuket Deep Sea Port to support large cruise ships along the Andaman coast, with completion expected by the end of 2024. The upgrade includes extending the dock length, dredging the channel depth to 10.5 meters from the lowest tide level, or 12.8 meters from mean sea level, expanding the turning basin, constructing a breakwater, and building a passenger terminal to meet cruise terminal standards. Once completed, Phuket Deep Sea Port will function as a hybrid port, serving as both a home port for medium to small cruise ships and a port of call for the largest cruise ships in Asia, with capacities of 4,200 to 4,900 passengers. 2. Large cruise terminal development in the Upper Gulf of Thailand at Bali Hai Pier Pattaya City, Chonburi Province. This project aims to transform Bali Hai Pier in Pattaya City into a hybrid port, serving as a home port for 1,500 passengers per hour and a port of call for 3,500 to 4,000 passengers per hour. The terminal will be equipped to handle the largest cruise ships in the world, allowing 2 large vessels to dock simultaneously with a 300-meter dock. The development plan includes building a passenger terminal, expanding parking to support land transportation to tourist spots, and creating facilities for passenger boats and speedboats to connect tourists to nearby islands. The estimated investment for this project is 7.412 billion baht. The Marine Department will invite private sector involvement through a PPP net cost model with a 30-year concession. The bidding process is expected to commence in 2025, followed by construction in 2026, and the terminal is projected to be operational by 2031. Poll reveals strong support for cash benefits and grey economy legalization in Thailand. Benefits paid in cash and legalization of underground economy gaining popularity, poll shows. According to a recent NIDA opinion poll, a majority of Thai respondents support former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatre's proposals for paying state benefits in cash through a digital wallet scheme and the idea of nationalizing certain electric train concessions to lower fares. Additionally, many people favor the formalization of the grey economy. However, there is significant opposition to Thaksin's suggestions for developing an entertainment complex and extending land leases for foreigners to 99 years. The National Institute of Development Administration surveyed 1,310 individuals aged 18 and over with diverse educational and professional backgrounds from August 26 to 28 regarding Thaksin's proposals. The poll reveals that 53.74% of respondents fully support cash payments under the digital wallet scheme, with an additional 21.14% in agreement. In contrast, 17.56% completely disagree and 7.65% disagree with this idea. Regarding the nationalization of electric train concessions, 43.82% are in full support, while 25.88% agree with the idea. Conversely, 18.09% strongly oppose it, and 8.93% disagree. The proposal to extend land leases for foreigners to 99 years faces strong opposition, with 70.92% completely against it and 14.11% disagreeing. Only 7.79% support the idea, and 6.26% fully support it. For the proposed entertainment complex, 44.81% completely disagree, and 16.72% disagree, whereas 19.39% fully agree and 17.79% agree with the idea. The poll also assessed the performance of government and opposition figures in August. Among government figures, Paetongtarn Shinawatra, 49.73%, was noted as outstanding, followed by Sretha Thavisin, 28.52%, and Anutin Charnvirakul, 21.75%. In the opposition, Pita Limjiro Enrat, 44.77%, Nathafong Ruangpanyawut, 32.35%, and Sirakanya Tansakul, 22.88%, were recognized for their notable performances. The most popular government initiatives are cash payments through the digital wallet scheme, 41.44%, reduced energy charges, 32.88%, and debt relief for farmers, 25.68%. The most appreciated opposition achievements include monitoring government performance openness, 51.29%, advancing the digital wallet scheme, 27.74%, and flood relief efforts, 20.97%. Thank you for tuning in. For the latest updates, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Have a wonderful day.